Understanding Firmware Development, a Beginner's Guide. Hello everyone. Today, we're diving into an exciting topic that bridges the gap between hardware and software: firmware development. If you've ever wondered how electronic devices like smartphones, microwaves, or even your car's dashboard operate smoothly, firmware is the unsung hero behind the scenes. Let's unfold the layers of firmware development together and understand its significance in our digital world. Firmware is a special type of software that provides low-level control for a device's specific hardware. Unlike regular software applications that you can install or remove easily, firmware is embedded directly into the hardware. It acts as the brain of electronic devices, instructing them on how to perform basic functions such as turning on, responding to user inputs, and managing power efficiently. Every electronic device around you, from the smallest Bluetooth earbuds to large industrial machines, relies on firmware to operate. Firmware ensures that hardware components work together seamlessly, performing tasks like initializing hardware components, running diagnostic tests during startup, and providing a platform for higher-level software to run. In essence, firmware is what makes your device smart and ready to execute more complex software programs. Developing firmware is a meticulous task that requires a deep understanding of both hardware and software. The process involves several key steps. 1. Requirements analysis, understanding what the firmware needs to achieve and the hardware constraints. 2. Design, planning the architecture and functionality of the firmware. 3. Implementation, writing the code in languages such as C or C++. 4. Testing, ensuring the firmware works correctly across all scenarios and interacts with the hardware as expected. 5. Deployment, installing the firmware onto the device, often through special programming tools. 6. Maintenance, updating the firmware to add new features or fix bugs as necessary. Firmware development comes with its unique set of challenges. Developers must have a robust understanding of the hardware, work within memory and processing power limitations, and ensure high reliability since updating firmware can be more complex than software. Security is also a critical concern, as vulnerabilities in firmware can be hard to detect and fix. Firmware development is a fascinating field that lies at the heart of all electronic devices, making them functional, efficient, and intelligent. Whether you're just curious about how your gadgets work or considering a career in this area, understanding firmware is a step towards appreciating the incredible technology that surrounds us. Thank you for joining me in today's journey into firmware development. I hope this video has shed light on the critical role firmware plays in our daily devices. See you in the next video. By breaking down the concept of firmware development into digestible sections, this video aims to educate English language learners on the technical yet fascinating world of electronic devices. Highlighting the key points in bold helps emphasize the important aspects of firmware development, making the information more accessible to learners at different levels.